Hey, this video is for Leanne. Your team said to go ahead and shoot this video over to you. My name is Steven. In this video, I'm going to be going over 3 things that you can do today to start ranking above your competition there in the Gastonia area and surrounding areas when people are searching for your services online. Now, if by the end of this video you can see that I have the know-how to get this done and get you more high-quality jobs, you can reach back out if you'd like and we can chat, or you guys can just take this information and implement it yourself. I'm going to dive right in. The 3 things I'm going to be going over today are content, citations, and backlinks. Now, first off, you guys have a really nice website. This is better than most. But content is everything on your homepage, really your entire website, but we are primarily focused on your homepage today. Now, Google likes to see at least 1,500 words of content on the front pages of these service-based industries such as yours. This gives you plenty of opportunity to add in all the buyer intent keywords and keyword phrases that people are searching for when they're searching for your services online. Now, the first thing I usually do is pull up the top competition in the area. Now, the top competitor for most of these keywords is GSM services, but they cast a really wide net. They're all over the place over there, and they also offer roofing and gutters. So their numbers are a bit skewed, right? So we're just looking for HVAC. So I actually brought up the number 2 competitor, and that's Roland Black. And I threw them into a tool that I subscribe to called Ahrefs. Now, this tool pretty much gives me a behind the scenes view of what Google uses to rank websites. So their website is currently being found for 25 keywords, and they were clicked on 131 times just in the past 30 days. So I threw your website into the same tool, and you're currently being found for 15 keywords, and your site was clicked on 21 times in the past 31 days. So let's go back to our competitor, and let's take a look at their keywords. And we can do that by clicking on this number here. This is going to pull up all 25 of the keywords they're being found for. And we're looking for the buyer intent keywords. That's like ductless mini splits, right? Belmont, NC, Roland Black is their brand, so we're not worried about that. AC repair, Gastonia NC, that's a big one. 150 searches just in the past 30 days. HVAC Gastonia NC, another 80 searches. So you'd want to go down this list, and any of these that you don't have that are relevant for your services and locations, you want to put on your website. But let's go to your website or your information. We can click on your 15 and let's just take a look at the keywords you're being found for. So Morris Mechanical, so that is branded. So people that already know of you are clicking on that, and that got 80 searches in the past month, and that got them by far the majority of your clicks, right? So you are on there for HVAC Gastonia, HVAC Shelby. Now, the reason you only got 1 click there is because you're position 13 for that keyword, which puts you on the second page, and people are barely scrolling down to the bottom of the first page. So I'm going to show you in a little bit how to get up onto the top of that first page. But a lot of these other keywords are informational. AC turns off before reaching temp. So people searching these are not looking to buy services, right? And these come from I'm assuming these come from your blog page, which isn't bad. It brings traffic, right? But it's not necessarily buyer intent, okay? So the first thing, you just want to make sure you have those same keywords your competition has, and there's actually plenty more to put on there that even your competition doesn't have, right? So Google's finding you for all the buyer intent keywords. So the content and the keywords are your foundation. Now, next thing I'll be covering are citations. Now, when people are searching these terms like HVAC, Gastonia, and C, studies have actually shown that right around 45% of those people are stopping right here at this section. This is the map pack, and they're going to be clicking on one of these businesses here. This is Google Business Profile. And most people are under the impression that the driving factor here to get ranked in this top 3 here are your reviews. And while that does have a play in this, it's not the driving factor. The driving factor are what we call citations. Now, a citation is your business's name, address, and phone number on a directory online. And some examples of these are like Yelp, Better Business Bureau, Angie, just to name a few. There's quite a few of them, and you guys, I'm sure, have some. And it used to be that it was the businesses that had the most citations. As long as their reviews weren't garbage, they would consistently show up in the top three. But Google doesn't work like that in 2025, going into 2026. They don't care so much about the number of citations as they do about the source of those citations. Now, what you can do is actually Google the top 50 core consumer citations or core consumer directories, and it's going to give you a list, and you want to make sure you're in all those directories. So that's the first thing. The second thing is we have what we call three major data aggregators. They're Data Axle, Newstar, and Foursquare. And you want to be in each of those aggregators. Once you're in those and they verify you, your data actually gets pushed out to hundreds of other apps, navigation systems, and directories automatically. And this is important, especially these days, not only for your maps, but through AI searches. A lot of people are using AI tools such as ChatGPT and Gemini to look for these services online. And for them to recommend you, you want your data consistent. What I mean by that is your business's name, address, and phone number consistent and to the T, the same across all these directories. This builds trust with Google and AI will refer you. Now, underneath the map pack is Google's organic search results list. And the number one spot here captures right around 40% of all clicks. Now, the map pack is 45% of all clicks, but you got to remember it's split in between these three businesses. This is 40% all by itself, which makes it the single most clicked position on the page. So this is where we ultimately want to be. The driving factor here are backlinks. Now, with backlinks, it's essentially you have other websites on the internet that have a link on their site somewhere. Well, a lot of them do, that when it's clicked leads back to your site, right? Google uses these backlinks as like an online referral system of sorts. And the more relevant that this website is, it's linking back to you, the better. So for example, say you have a local blog page or a popular industry site that's linking back to you, that's what's actually going to help push you up in these Google rankings. But since you guys are an HVAC company, say you have a website like Pizza Hut linking back to you. Now, Pizza Hut is very popular, gets a lot of traffic, but it's not going to do you guys any good for ranking purposes because you guys don't sell pizza or have any relevance to pizza. So let's revisit our competitor here and go back to this tool. Now, I want to pay attention to this backlink profile section here. Now, to be clear, it's through your content, primarily your keywords, that Google finds you for what these people are searching for. But once they find you, they've got to determine where they're going to place you on the list. Page 1, page 3, page 10, once they find you. And that's all dependent on your backlinks. So currently, Roland Black has 413 backlinks coming from 64 other referring domains. That just means websites. You currently have 840 backlinks coming from a total of 55 other websites. So it's pretty good. But just like those citations, it's not necessarily about the number. It's about where you're getting those backlinks from. Okay. So we want to focus on where we're getting them from. So since we know Roland Black is like one of the top HVAC companies not the world, Gastonia, it is the relevance and popularity basically of the websites they're getting backlinks from. So we can actually click on the 64. That's going to pull up all 64 websites they're currently getting their backlinks from, and it would be beneficial to go down this list and get backlinks from all these websites as well. Now, if you were to do that, and you want to do it over time, you don't want to do it all at once because Google will find that suspicious. But over time, you were to do that, and this is assuming your content and your keywords are good at this point, you would eventually put yourself in contention for like the top 3 here. Now, to really get yourself towards that number 1 spot and probably eventually over the number 1 spot, you'd want to do the same thing with like the top 3 to 5 websites. And when you're done with that, just month over month, just acquire other high quality backlinks. And if you continue to do that, you would eventually catch up with the number one spot and even overtake the number one spot, in turn grabbing, the majority of the traffic. So as of right now, you're getting 21. Number two spot is getting 131 links. And then as you can see, the number one spot, which is kind of skewed, but it gives you an idea, is getting 1.4 thousand clicks. But like I said, they cast a wide net and they have some other services. But you can imagine what that would do for your business. Now, just to recap, the first thing is content. You want at least 1,500 words on your homepage with the right keywords and the right amount of keywords. Second are citations. Go ahead and Google the top 50 core consumer citations. Make sure you're in all those directories. And also make sure you're in the three major data aggregators, which again are Data Axle, Newstar, and Foursquare. And lastly, are backlinks, meaning you need more relevant websites linking back to your site to show Google that you guys are the authority when it comes to HVAC companies in and around the Gastonia area. Now, like I said at the beginning, you can take this information and implement it yourself, or if you'd rather book a discovery call with me, you can simply reply back to this email or give me a call. My name's Steven. My number is 910-551-2006. I do live in North Carolina, so I'm not like out in another country or something like that. Um, but other than that, I really hope you have a good rest of your day, Leanne. I appreciate whoever I talk to giving me the opportunity to make this video for you. And if I don't hear from you, I hope you have a Merry Christmas. Take care. Bye.